All right, here we go. You're looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost the Super Bowl because they suck. The Philadelphia Eagles have always sucked, and the Philadelphia Eagles will always suck in the future. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me this here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Or if anybody's going to spend any time at all watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. It really does. Thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Hey, anybody got anything to say? Please feel free. Fire away. Throw in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So, I mean, as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free. Fire away. And plus also, instead of me just like rambling on for half an hour or so, it's nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free. Fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below is a top link. Takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. The second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third one's called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So I said, so if you want to help support my channel, it would help me out so much, and I greatly appreciate it. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live and put a video out, you'll be notified, and it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But I said, if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. I can use all the support I can get. And then finally, in the description box below, there's there's 2 Facebook links. The top one takes you to my Facebook group called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. And I say this all the time in every video. Basically, my YouTube channel, Facebook group, and the Facebook page, it's all called the same thing. It's all called basically like the New York Giants, the Gridiron. That way, a moron like me, I can remember. What's my YouTube channel called? What's my page called? Is the group called something? It's all called pretty much like the same thing. What do we got? Okay, it was yesterday. We went. I just went over the 3,400 member mark in the group, New York Giants, the Gridiron, the group. Basically, as soon as I get done going live here, I spend like the next couple hours putting stuff in the group and in the page, which I'll go over in a minute. Not only do I put stuff in here, but members post stuff in here as well. I try to get like up to like 10 different items or so if I can every day. Whether it's a picture or something showing some stats, a post, a video, something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys, which are my personal favorites. I try to get as many things, up to like 10. Sometimes in the off season, it's a little difficult to get 10 things, but I try if I can. As I said, between me and the members, there's, a boatload of stuff going in here every day. Then also the second Facebook link in the description box below takes you to my Facebook page. All right, but it's a page. I'm the administrator. I'm the only one to post anything in here, but it's basically the same thing as in the group. It's 7 days a week. Once I get done going live here, it's the same thing. I put stuff in the group and I put stuff in the page. What are we up to? Over 1,400 likes. Oh, okay, cool. We just went over 5,100 followers. But the past few days, we had 5,000 followers. Now I'm at 5,100 followers, or a little bit over. Page is really doing good. Really surprised. I mean, it's actually the page is taking off faster than the group is. Kind of shocked about that. But I said it's the same thing. I try to get as much stuff in here every day. As I said, it was a video, a post, a picture, something showing some stats, something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys. As I said, that's like my personal favorite. And I said, basically, I don't commingle. So basically, I try the best I can. Whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group. The same videos I put in the group, I don't put in the page. I don't commingle them. Unless it's something really making fun of like the Eagles and maybe the Cowboys. I mean, that's the reason why I get up, the reason why I breathe, the reason I exist on this earth is to make fun of the Philadelphia Eagles. And if there's something that really just makes me laugh so hard about making fun of the Eagles, I'll just share it with everybody. So I might put that in the page and in the group. But other than that, I just try to keep everything separate. So if you go to the page and you like it and you follow and you go to the group and you become a member, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day. And like I say, you know, in all my videos, if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it, you go to a group and you become a member. Between the two, as if you're not 100% satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. All right, with all that stuff said and done and out of the way with, the preseason schedules, that it's awfully, it just seems weird. I mean, not seeing the Patriots on there, just a bit odd. And I thought, let me check. When the hell was the last time? Let's see. I mean, all right, so 2023, 2022, 2020, is that the last time we played the Patriots? Let me see. I mean, during the regular season, I'm guessing that's the last time we played the Patriots. I mean, it's just kind of odd that we didn't, how we played, we played the Patriots in the preseason. Are they there? No, we didn't play them. And then when the heck did we play them? 2023. Oh, okay. We played them. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. My bad. 2019. We played them on Thursday night. Good game. Only lost 35-14. I do remember that. It was Tom Brady. Good one. But we played him in the preseason as well. We beat him in the preseason in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium. We beat him 31-29. Of course, that was just preseason in 2019. But then we played him in the regular season, right? Gillette Stadium, Foxborough. We lost 35-14. I remember, let's see, Danny Dimes was the QB there. That I remember. I think he had at least one touchdown pass that game. I think he kept his streak alive or something like that. But I mean, the Giants were pretty much getting blown out in that game. But Danny Dimes did have a one touchdown pass in that game. So I mean, just kind of odd that the Giants on preseason, we're playing the Patriots during the regular season, but we're not playing them in the preseason. Of course, back then, that's when there were 4 preseason games, and now they're only down to 3. So we're playing the Lions. Here we go. Like I said, we've got the Lions on Friday, August 11th at 7. We're playing away at Ford Field, playing the Lions. The last time we played them was in 2018. We won 30-17. And then I didn't think it was this long ago, unless I missed something or whatever. But we're playing the following Friday on the 18th. We're playing at home, MetLife Stadium, against the Panthers. I didn't think it was. I said the last time we played them, from what I saw, I figured out, was 2011. I didn't know it was that long ago. I thought we played them somewhere. Because you figure, what, 12 seasons ago? I mean, I didn't know it was that long. I thought we played them somewhere along the line. But I went back. I mean, unless I overlooked something, at the last time we lost to them 20-10. But it was 2011. So, but if you want to look at it like that, the last time we played the Panthers in preseason, what happened? We won the Super Bowl. Huh? So you tell me we got a chance, huh? Yeah, right. Then, of course, then we're playing the Jets the following Saturday night. It looks like it's 6:00 at MetLife Stadium, playing the Jets. Of course, that series goes back, actually it goes back to 1969 was the first time we played the Jets in preseason. The Jets in 1968, they won their one and only Super Bowl III, Joe Namath. So that was after the 68 season. So coming into 69, right? The Jets were the defending Super Bowl champions, and the Giants played the Jets. It was at the Yale Bowl. The Jets embarrassed the Giants 37-14. It was not a pretty game. I was what the hell was I? I was 5. Don't remember watching. My dad might have had it on for all I know, but I don't remember watching. I was only 5. First game I ever remember was 1970. But anyway, the Jets beat the Giants in 1969 in the preseason. So sometimes just don't say the preseason just doesn't matter, because it did that day. Let me tell you what. The Jets pretty much embarrassed the Giants. And the thing is like Wellington Mara at the time, I guess he kind of had it up to here with Ali Sherman. The thing that really just kind of kicks you right square in the DICK. I mean, one square punch in the cojones, right? Is the Giants in the late 50s had on their staff, they had some guy named Vince Lombardi, maybe heard of the Super Bowl trophies named after him, and Tom Landry. Both those guys went away. All right. Vince Lombardi went to coach the Packers in 1959. Tom Landry went to coach the Cowboys in 1960. After the 60 season was over, Jimmy Lee Howell, the coach of the Giants, I think he retired. We stepped down and retired, whatever. He took another position with the Giants, but he was not the coach anymore. So the Giants had on their coaching staff Ali Sherman. So he became the coach. Not a great coach. So he coached from 1961 to 1968 into the 69 preseason. But the Giants went to some championship games with Ali Sherman, but it's because of the team that he inherited. All right. But after 64, the Giants were just floundering around. They had a couple of really bad seasons. They were like, actually after 63, they didn't have a winning season at all. Well, anyway, when the Jets beat the Giants in that preseason game, 37-14, Wellington Mara kind of had it like up there. I guess he was just embarrassed. It was like, not only are the Giants, kind of mediocre or bad in football, but they're not even number one in their own city anymore. And it was like not even close. So what happened was, I guess Wellington got embarrassed or ticked off, whatever. He fired Ali Sherman, and Alex Webster became the Giants coach in 1969. So their game that went back all the way back to 69, the preseason, it means something. Now, if the Giants lost that preseason game, say, to the Lions, 37-14, Ali Sherman might have still had his job. But I think it had something to do with it losing to the Jets, to that other New York team. And it was like, not even so much that we weren't maybe number one, but they embarrassed the Giants in that game. It was rather, the Jets were really good. Giants were really bad. So the schedule is that, it's only got those 3 preseason games. And then, of course, I guess you got the 2 weeks off, and then the regular season starts. But you figure, I guess Friday, August 11th. So you go back about, 2 weeks prior to that, and I guess that's around like training camp will start. So somewhere toward the end of July, training camp will start. So, wow. Okay, in about 2 months, training camp's going to start. Holy crap! My God, time is freaking flying. It's unbelievable. I saw this article here from Fanside. It said 5 New York Giants who could be traded away by midseason. Now, this is a little, this is even some of these guys even make the team. They might be released. Some of these guys might be put on the practice squad. The first one they got here is Rodarius Williams. Now, he came with the team, right? And the article is by Fanside, and I said it's 5 Giants who could be traded away by midseason. All right, the first one is, I said, Rodarius Williams. Now, last year, he had a really good game against the Cowboys last year. He played 50 snaps, I mean, my God, he was like freaking Deion Sanders out there. I'm according to Pro Football Focus. This is just how I grade him. I mean, he from what I saw, he did a very good job. I'm not going to say that I watched the film on every play. I watched every step he took, every breath he took. I watched every pass deflection. I'm not going to say that, right? I remember seeing the game. I remember seeing him in there and having a couple good plays. But, I mean, Pro Football Focus gave him, this is against the Cowboys, right, on Thanksgiving. They graded his coverage grade as an 87. Holy crap. His overall grade that day was an 83.5. I mean, phenomenal game. But he only played in 3 games last year. The final game he played in that season was the Week 18 against Philly, when we basically had our second and third stringers in there. And, in that game, he didn't grade out too well. He graded out overall to 47.2. His tackling was a 28.9. He missed 4 tackles, according to Pro Football Focus, in that one game. 4 tackles. Not good. His run defense was a 36.5 in that game. His coverage was a 52.6. I mean, even if you go back to his rookie season in 2021, his tackling has been, I mean, once again, by Pro Football Focus, his tackling was, they graded him out at a 27, his tackling grade. His defensive grade was a 43.9 in his rookie season. I mean, his coverage grade was a 41.6 his rookie season. He only played in 50 snaps. Last season, he played in 147. Now, as I said, he had that one good game. Now, stuff you don't know, you're never going to know. He had the good game against the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Then he was a healthy scratch for almost every other game up to the Eagle game. So what happened to him? Did he come to a couple meetings late? Did he, I don't know, fall asleep in a meeting? Did he this? Did he that? One of those things you're just never going to know. But they say he might be traded by midseason. Now they say here he could possibly be traded for a 6th round pick. Let's see. Though 3 games last season, Williams racked up 15 tackles while allowing 10 receptions on 15 targets for 121 yards. He had 15 tackles, but according to Pro Football Focus, he missed like 4 or 5 tackles. So these numbers may not be eye-popping, but the production is solid. Yeah, solid. Okay, for a 6th round pick coming off of Penei Sewell. I mean, also he has that too. I mean, he has injuries too. So he's one of the ones that I'm going to go over in a little bit as far as positional battles, right? But I mean, he's one of the ones that'd be lucky to even make the team. I mean, because my goodness, where the hell are we here? I got 3,000 tabs open up. Oh, okay, here we go. I mean, my God. I mean, you got Deonte Banks, Darnay Holmes, Rudolph, Nick McLeod, Zion Gilbert, Amani Oruwariye, Jamon Green. Where's the other one? There we go. Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Trey Hawkins. Don't forget about Leonard Johnson. Don't forget about him. Gave the guy a 3-year contract. And Rodarius Williams. I mean, we got a ton of guys. I mean, ton of guys. I don't even know if he'd even going to want it making the team, or much even the practice squad. Be interesting to see. All right, the other guy, one of the other guys they got here, Colin Johnson. Now, this one's a possibility here. Possible. They said here there are a few non-starters more interesting on the Giants roster than Colin Johnson. His combination of size and speed is tantalizing, but injuries have hampered his career in the NFL thus far. That's that too. I mean, also for these guys to be traded, they got to stay healthy. Let's hope Colin Johnson stays healthy. I mean, because we got a boatload of wide receivers. I mean, we got a boatload of Colin Johnsons. We got a boatload of 2s and 3s. Right? We don't have the dog, but we got a boatload of Colin Johnsons. Whether it's height or speed or whatever you got, we got a bunch of really decent guys. But it says with the addition of the Giants receiving core alongside potential upbringing of Bryce Ford Wheaton, let's not forget about him, right? We could see Shane let Johnson go. Similar to Williams, Johnson very could be released. However, it wouldn't be surprised at us one bit to see a team take a gamble on the physical traits Johnson brings to the game. While Johnson is coming back from his Achilles injury, his skill set might be enough to overcome if he can remain healthy. It's unfortunate that Johnson suffered injury when he did. Not only was he coming off the heels of an incredible preseason, but with how poor the Giants' receiving core looked, he had a real chance to be a big-time contributor. Yeah, last year, absolutely. So, I mean, with him, he might be one of the ones, I could see, Rodarius Williams may not even making the team, practice squad or whatever. Colin Johnson, I can see him. If he doesn't make the starting 6 or 7, which is once again in the positional battle thing I'm going to talk about in a minute, or a couple minutes, he's in there, right? I can see them if he clears waivers or whatever, to get him on the practice squad. Another guy they said he could possibly, this one might make a little bit of sense here. Matt Parrott. Let's see here. They got here. At one point, it seemed as if Matt Parrott could be a starting tackle for the Giants. I know they were trying, but however, entering his fourth season already. My God. Seems like Parrott's time with the Giants could be coming to an end. Yes, let's not forget, he was not drafted by this regime. He came with the store. He came with Kmart. So, and Shane and Dable, they're bringing in other guys. So, while Parrott could serve purpose as depth, the Giants have plenty of that at tackle already between Tyree Phillips, Cunningham, Hamilton. They got like 4 guys. So, but if you see what Parrott. Let's see. 2021, he had 421 snaps. Okay, last year he was 117 snaps. Against Houston, he played 5 snaps. Against the Colts, he was in there for 6 snaps. Against Philadelphia, week 14, he was in there for 12 snaps. Like even the game against the Eagles, he was only in there for basically half the snaps, 32 in week 18. Where he did play a lot was against the Lions in week 11 last year against the Lions. His rookie season 2020 only played in 150 snaps. Now he had some injuries and all, so. But he's one of the ones too. We were talking, I was talking about in my video last night, is that how many tackles you're going to need. You need yourself at least one tackle, one extra tackle. You got to maybe have the swing tackle. Okay, is that going to be Parrott? I don't know. And then if it's not Parrott, do you try to get him on the practice squad? You only got, I think you have 16 guys on the practice squad. Would he be one of them? As I said, we got a ton of offensive linemen. All right, so then we got next here, somebody else who could possibly be traded. This one makes some sense, Darnay Holmes. Okay, especially because of his cap hit this year. Big cap hit. After tons of rumors floating around about the potential of Darnay Holmes getting cut, it seems like he could be here to stay, or so we thought. The Giants don't necessarily need to shed off Holmes' contract anymore. Wow, and if they shed it, that wouldn't hurt. However, they also don't necessarily need him in the secondary anymore, considering how disappointing of a season he had in 2022. While he could be a nice depth piece, Holmes will, at the very least, be cornerback number 4 in the depth chart. But is he be the slot corner? There's no chance he plays over Jackson or Banks. Nope. And after what he showed during his rookie season, Flott will also likely be over Holmes on the depth chart. Well, it's possible. The depth of the Giants secondary hasn't been too big of a problem compared to their lack of second dominant outside corner, which they took care of that. Now, New York can afford to shed some depth like Holmes in order to gain more assets. So, if they were to trade him away, what this article is talking about, guys who could be traded away. So, I mean, could he be traded? I guess maybe a real late pick, but I mean, it would benefit the Giants. They would say, because he's like $2.75 million toward the cap this year. So if they could get rid of his salary, that would help him a lot. Now, I mean, is it somebody they're gonna would miss big time in the secondary? No, because we got a lot of other guys. So, I mean, I could see possibly maybe trying to maybe trade him. Don't know if somebody would trade for him, but last season Holmes racked up 40 combined tackles while allowing 43 receptions on 66 targets for 456 yards and 1 touchdown. In addition to this, Holmes was flagged in the secondary a whopping 9 times. Wow. Now, I'm also trying to think, was he the one that I think it was him. What's up, Terrence? Johnson has a lot of receptions in OT. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's I'm talking about when we're going to go on my positional battles here. He's right in there. It's like, how many wide receivers are we going to keep? How many guys can we get on the practice squad? Right. But with Darnay Holmes, they said he got flagged 9 times last year. Wow. I mean, according to this article. Now I'm trying to think, was he the one that was all over the back of that the Commanders player in the end zone at the end of the Washington game? I think it might have been him when they didn't, for whatever reason, didn't throw a flag. They should have thrown a flag, but they didn't. It might have been Holmes too. So he's pretty good at getting the laundry thrown at him. So I could see Darnay Holmes, obviously being cut. I mean, I don't know if they could try to trade him, but. And then the other one here, this one here they got. This one, I don't know. Sometimes they make articles here just, I guess, for people, idiots like me to read. So this article by Fans cited 5 guys who could be traded by midseason. The number 1 guy they got, Saquon. And this article says, call is crazy, but if contract negotiation goes south and Saquon isn't given an extension, it would be not surprise us one bit to see Shane and send him off in order to maximize his value. Ooh, I don't know. Considering how many trade rumors were surrounding the Pro Bowl running back last season, we think plenty of teams could be ready to make another run at him this fall. Well, I mean, that to be the one thing is that, I mean, because if the Giants give him if the Giants he signs like a 3 or 4 year deal with the Giants, averaging, and they're going to guarantee like whatever amount of money, they're going to average him like $14 or $15 million a season if he stays healthy. I don't know if we could trade him if any other team is going to want to take on that kind of salary. So, if Saquon, according to this article, things would have to really go south, I think, for the Giants just to give up on the guy. Because now you're starting to add pieces in there. You got Waller, if he can stay healthy. You got Saquon. You got a scary running back. You got a scary tight end. You got decent wide receivers. You just need a scary one scary more wide receiver, and you got the trifecta there, right? So for them to give up on Saquon, I mean, if things would really have to go pretty south, they have to go really pretty crappy. I mean, for them to wind up trading him, I think, without trying to sign him after this season's over with. Now, but the thing is that you also look at is that if he's just on the franchise tag and he's at $10.1 million, well, now you figure, say they trade him halfway through the season, just saying, the other team only has to come up with $5 million. Right, because half of his salary, is basically is broken up into 18 weeks, 18 payments. I believe it's 17 or 18 payment. I'm not sure if it's the bye week is a payment in there or what exactly. I'm sure, but it's broken up. But if he plays like half the season, the Giants have that, or are on the hook for $5 million of that. But if they trade him, the new team is on the hook for only $5 million. So if something, let's just say the Giants start, I don't know, just say things aren't looking good with extensions with him, and for whatever reason, the Giants are 3-8 or something. Just throwing it out there. Let's hope not. And if it doesn't look hopeful for Saquon and this, that, and the other thing, and there's a couple of teams out there that could use some running back help, and they would only have to chip in, $4 million to have Saquon for the rest of the season. If Saquon's healthy, right, because he's just on a franchise tag, he does not have a long-term contract that they have to worry about. They can maybe worry about a long-term. If the Giants trade him to this new team, the new team would have to worry about getting him to a contract maybe after the season's over with. But as far as just the rest of the regular season, they'd only have to come up with $4 million, maybe $5 if they trade Saquon like halfway through the season. So in return, the Giants could get a third round pick for him, maybe fourth, third, maybe a third for him. So if there's a team out there that could use Saquon's abilities, give up a third, give that team a good push maybe for the playoffs or a good chance to get to the Super Bowl, and only cost them maybe a third round pick and a few $1 million. I guess that's possible. But things would have really have, because when you got when you got Waddle, as I said, you got Saquon. When you got the guys there, you want to try to hold on to them. Why we we got a star running back. Why we got to let it go? And then you got to try to get another star running back in there. So. But let's see here. We would hate to see Barkley go, but if the two sides can't come to an agreement and he makes it clear he won't re-sign, then it may be the best to trade him away. Yeah, that's a tricky situation with trading away Saquon. That would be tough. The Giants can likely get a second or a third. I would think a third, because of his, the amount of years, he's had some injuries and all that. I'm thinking a third for the two-time Pro Bowler, which isn't a bad return considering the value his position has been given in recent years. It's been unfortunate to watch this offseason go on while Barkley remains unhappy. Hopefully the two sides can come to an agreement soon, because it's not easy to replace the production he gave us last season. Nope, Barkley is one of the best running backs in the game. Yep, but his contract issues could lead to a trade. You just never know what might happen. Well, that's true. You don't know. You just don't know. Let's hope that things kind of take care of themselves, and we can get Saquon back in. What we got? Yes, it was him. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. According to that article, he had 9 penalties last year, and that should have been maybe number 10. So, that's a lot of freaking penalties. A lot of penalties. So, they said, especially Darnay Holmes did not come with the team. He's got a large cap hit. I said, we got, let me count this, guys. Except for the, I'm not going to count the safeties. So what do we got? Let's count on our fingers here. Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Trey Hawkins. I'm anxious to see him out there. I'm anxious to see Leonard Johnson too. There were Darius Williams, Leonard Johnson, Deontay Banks, Cordell Flott, Amani Oruwariye, Jamon Green, Darnay Holmes, Nick McLeod, Zion Gill. That's 12. That's a lot. That's a lot of cornerbacks. Of course, you usually have 3 on the field at one time. So, but how many cornerbacks are you going to have on the 53? I don't know. 6, 7, maybe. So you got another 5. So just say 7. That sounds close to being right, I guess. So if you got 7 cornerbacks, and you have, you leave 5 extra guys. You're not going to have all 5 on the practice squad. Now, I would be surprised if they let Leonard Johnson go, especially since they just brought him in. They gave him a contract. They're not letting Trey Hawkins go. Not happening. They're not letting Adoree Jackson go this year. They're letting, obviously, Deontay Banks, he might be around a couple years. Cordell Flott, they drafted. Amani Oruwariye, who apparently did not look super spectacular. It's only one day or whatever. But, from Patty Trainer, Patricia Trainer, I said Oruwariye didn't look super spectacular. But it was just the one day. That's all it was. They brought in Jamon Green. Nick McLeod's been doing well. I had to see it with Zion Gilbert as well, too. So, so there's a possibility, with Darnay Holmes. He may not make the team. because he can be replaced and because of his salary as well, too. So we'll have to wait and see. But I said, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of penalties. He had 9, and that one should have been 10. That's a lot of freaking penalties. All right, then I got mine. This is mine. I got my positional battles here. Now the first one I want to go over is the tight end. There's no particular order. I'm just off the top of my head. I got 4 on offense, 2 on defense, and there's other ones you can certainly have as well too. But instead of going over all of them and being here for 3.5 hours talking about it, I got 6. Now the one thing real fast is the tight ends. Now you know Bellinger's there, right? And we got Waller. Okay, if they're gonna keep 3 guys? Right, you know, they might actually try to keep. I got what? I got 5, right? I got Dre Miller and Ryan Jones. All right, but they got Waller and they got Bellinger. Now, the third guy, they're probably going to maybe keep 3 guys on the 53. Are they going to go for Cager or are they going to go Sweeney? Now, Sweeney, especially with Patricia Traynor was talking about when she saw him. She said Cager looks like a former wide receiver that he was. Nice and smooth, running routes. Now, not the greatest of blockers. She was saying Tommy Sweeney looking kind of clunky out there running routes, not real smooth, not like Cager. Cager looks smooth like he was a wide receiver. But, you know, Sweeney's obviously able to, she said Sweeney has good hands, this, that, and the other thing, but he doesn't look fluid, and he's not the, you know, as much of a weapon, shall we say, as Cager would be in the passing department. But however, Sweeney is better at blocking. So the interesting thing is here is, you know, who's going to wind up winning out? Do they want to try to look more toward the passing, or do they want to have somebody, you know, who can help in the run blocking department? So that's one thing I'll be keeping an eye on as well. But I certainly don't want to say if Sweeney doesn't make it, that he'll be on the practice squad and Dre Miller and Ryan Jones won't make it. You don't know. That's why you got all these practices. But they brought Sweeney over for a reason too. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm interested to see. I want to see who winds up winning the 3rd spot. I mean, I'm imagining they'll have 3 guys on the active 53. But we'll have to wait and see. So do they want to go with Cager, the more athletic wide receiver receiving threat, or do they want to go with the Sweeney, who's a better blocker? Interesting. All right, then then the wide receiver position. Holy cow! I mean, this one here. I mean, you know, that especially the thing is what you got is you'll have quite possibly Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson starting the season maybe on pup, possibly. Right, and so that, you know, you got a ton of other guys. Now, are they going to do something with Jeff Smith? Is he going to make it basically pretty much for special teams purposes? Now, if he does, right, if he's on the 53 you know, he can play wide receiver. Ain't no doubt about that. But I mean, if he's on the field, I mean, there's a good chance that they're putting him on there for special teams. I don't see him beating out any one of the ton of other guys that we got out there. All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, we got Hodgins. You know, look for Slayton, Campbell. I mean, I'm anxious to see how many wide receivers they have that they keep. You know, I mean, if you get out rid of Sterling Shepard and Wan'Dale Robinson, I mean, I said you're looking at maybe Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt. I mean, because then I said, because Sterling Shepard, if he's healthy, if he can make the team, right? You know, Wan'Dale Robinson's making the team. So that's 5 or 6 right there. So now you got Jamison Crowder. I know said, and then then you got Jeff Smith if he makes it because of special teams. But then that leaves, you know, I mean, Jaden Mickens, Khalil Pimpleton, Makai Polk, but Bryce Ford Wheaton, right? But then David Sills, we'll have to wait and see what happened with him. But then that leaves, you know, Colin Johnson and Jamison Crowder maybe on the out. Right, so I mean, they're not bringing 8 wide receivers to a game. That's not happening. I mean, maybe I don't know, 6. How many wide receivers you want for a game? So, I mean, that's going to be interesting to see who's going to make. I mean, like Colin Johnson, is he going to be on the bubble? Is he going to be able to return and be back to form where he was last in the preseason? Said they brought Jamison Crowder in. Said they've got Jeff Smith in. I said, then you never know. I mean, Bryce Ford Wheaton. Can they, if he doesn't make the team, can they keep him and get him on the practice squad where he doesn't get touched? So we'll have to wait and see. I said that, then you got David Sills, Mekhi Polk, Khalil Pimpleton, and Jaden Mickens. Now, those guys might be, same thing there. They're not all going to make the team. They're not all going to make the practice squad either. But I'm anxious to see how many wide receivers they have, especially going into the season. Week 1, I mean, Hodgins, Slayton, Campbell, Jalen Hyatt. That's 4. I said they had Jeff Smith, possibly because of special teams, and Colin Johnson would be 6, and maybe Jamison Crowder. But then if Sterling Shepard comes back, if he can make the team, obviously Wan'Dale Robinson, when he's ready to go, those 2 guys will maybe take the spots. And I said then who winds up, who goes on the practice squad? Is it Crowder? Is it Johnson? Is it Smith, who's just there basically for special teams? I mean, because if he's just there to return punts, let's not also forget. I mean, they had they had a bunch of guys returning punts. That certainly doesn't mean that like Adoree Jackson or Jalen Hyatt are going to return punts. But I mean, if the Giants are looking to put wide receivers on the active list, are they looking for 6 or 7 really solid wide receivers, which is what they have, or are they looking for like 5 or 6 solid wide receivers and Jeff Smith? Obviously Jeff Smith is not a slouch, but he's primarily known for any special teams that he has. He's not. I don't see Jeff Smith knocking off any of these other guys to get some time, to get playing time. I don't see that. So I'm interested to see how many wide receivers they have and who winds up making the first week, first 2 weeks or whatever of the rise. And where does Wan'Dale and did he start and Sterling Shepard, did he start on PUP or not? And when they come back, who do they knock off? I mean, pretty much who's going to, the start in the first 3 or 4. I mean, you've got to feel pretty good about Slayton, Campbell. I feel really good about Hodgins and Hyatt, the Fab 4 there, right? So now the other couple guys, who's that going to be? My next one is who's the swing tackle going to be? Got to have a swing tackle, right? So I mean, so when you go to a game, you're going to have probably 8 offensive linemen. Okay, so now basically, if you got right, I'm just going to rattle all 6 that are going to be on the team as long as they're healthy. Knock on wood. Let us pray. All right. Right, you got Thomas, you got Bredesen, you got Azudu, you got Michael Schmitz, right? You got Glowinski, and you got Evan Neal. So that's 6. Who, so the other 2, positional battle obviously is one is you need a tackle who can play left and right tackle. Now the one thing was looking, okay, is obviously with Matt Parrott. Basically, he's played right tackle and left tackle for the Giants. Last year, he played right tackle and left tackle. Matt Parrott, let's see, 2021 loads. He played right tackle and left tackle. And then 2020, his rookie season, I think he played both. He played left tackle and right tackle. All right. Corey Cunningham. Last year, he played 8 snaps in week 12 against the Cowboys. Let's see here. 2021. Let's see here. He played right tackle and left tackle in 2021. 2020, he played left tackle, and he played 6 snaps at left guard. That's when he was at New England. All right, in 2019, let's see here, he played right tackle, and in 2018, Corey Cunningham played left tackle. So pretty much a tackle guy. Now, Tyree Phillips, all right. Let's see, last season he played left tackle, he played right tackle, and he played right guard last season. 2021, all right, with the Ravens. Okay, 2020, 2021, he was with the Ravens. In 2021, he played left guard, right tackle. 2020, he played right guard and right tackle. So he's played like all the positions. He's played like right tackle, he played right guard, he played left guard, and played left tackle. So he hasn't played center. But Tyree Phillips, 6'5", 330, right, third round selection, pick 106. All right, out of Mississippi State. She's no slouch. He's only 26. He'll be 26 this year. He won't even turn 27 until next season. So in 2028. So I mean next season, 2024. So his grades are not phenomenal. I'm just going to Pro Football Focus. But Tyree Phillips, versatile, can play right tackle, can play left tackle, has played left guard, has played right guard. Versatile. And then, of course, then you got Devery Hamilton. If I can pop him up here. Okay. From Duke. Let's see here. What did he play? 2022. He played 39 snaps. He played left tackle and right tackle. Graded out at a 50 overall. So nothing super spectacular. So, I mean, he's got the height, 6'6", 311 pounds. But, so my thing is, who's going to be the swing tackle, right? And also the other one would be who's going to wind up winning the left guard. I mean, you can pretty much figure Glowinski will be the right guard for at least this one more season, right? So who's going to wind up winning? Would be Bredesen, will be Ezeudu. I think Bredesen's got the job. I think it might be his to lose. But, I mean, if Ezeudu comes back strong off his injury, if he's able to, play and perform, Ezeudu might make it. So it'll be interesting to see who winds up, because it's going to be the best, obviously the best guy. Well, Andrew Thomas is the left tackle. Evan Neal's the right tackle. Michael Schmitz is the center. There's a good chance Glowinski will be the right guard for at least one more season, right? It's going to be the best man wins, at the left guard. So does Ezeudu, overtake Bredesen? And if it does, I wouldn't be surprised if Bredesen is still on the 53, without question. I would be totally shocked about that, if he wasn't. But so who's the swing tackle going to be? So that would give him, as I said, that would give him 7. Who would be the extra guy if they keep 8? I said, is it going to be Shane Lemieux? I mean, who was taking some snaps? Let's see. I mean, or I'm sorry, Marcus McKeithen. Let's not forget about him. They drafted him. They drafted him in the 5th round for a reason. So it could be possibly, you could be looking at Thomas, Bredesen, Schmitz, Glowinski, Neal, Ezeudu, McKeithen, and then maybe a swing tackle. So if they're going to do 8, that might be, so we'll have to wind up waiting and see. So those are the offensive position battles I'm anxious to see. Then there's like 2 on the defensive side. The one would be obviously the inside linebacker position. Now, Karake is in there. Now, the thing is, I was going to say safety position, because it's like, who is going to, you got Xavier McKinney. Basically, you have, always have 2. Sometimes you might have the third one in the box, right? So it's kind of like, well, is it going to be Belton or McCain or Pinnock or, who's it going to be? But I was hearing too that there were times last year where, the Giants actually had 4 safeties on the field. So they got a lot of safeties in there. One thing they're not going to have 4 of on the field is inside linebackers. That's not happening. You're going to have a Karake, and then there might be only times where there's just one guy on there, a Karake, right? So you might have 2 early on, first, second downs, possible run downs, right? Maybe on third down, if it's passing down or something like that, you maybe have a Karake on there, and everybody else is off the field. So I want to see who's going to win that, because they really wanted Jared Davis. It took them you're on the practice squad. The nice thing about that, it's good and bad. If a team comes calling for you, you're on the practice squad, they say, hey, you want to come play with us? You could say no. The thing that's bad about that, you say no. Basically, they're calling you, not to put you on their practice squad, they're calling you for you to be on their active roster and quite possibly play. So if you say no, you're stuck on the practice squad. The good thing about that is that, you can also say yes and no. I mean, you might have a couple teams calling for you. So you might, I hate the Patriots. I hate Belichick or whatever. I mean, the Steelers called, no, hey, Mike Tomlin, he's the man. I like Mike Tomlin. Great coach. I'm coming, Mike. I'll be there tomorrow. Or, so you get to pick and choose. Well, apparently the Giants kept calling for Davis and trying to get him for several weeks. And I guess finally, I don't know what happened, but he wound up saying yes. I guess that's how it worked out. But they tried several times to get him. They said, and then they drafted Beavers, right? And then McFadden, I know Carriquet said he's like a technician and stuff like that, but we'll have to wait and see a little bit more when there's the pads are on and there's running and passing involved and all that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm very anxious to see who's going to be the starter. I don't think I'd have a hard time seeing McFadden beat now Davis and Beavers. Yeah, you never know. Never know. But I'm anxious to see. I mean, does Beavers come back? Is he strong? Is he healthy? And can he compete? I mean, Davis did a decent job. I think he struggled a little bit, but also, I mean, let's not forget, he came from a practice squad, and it was kind of like, there you go, buddy. Here's our playbook. Go try to make some plays for us. So he did struggle a little bit, but they wanted him for a reason. So I'm anxious to see who is going to get the inside, with the Carriquet, especially on early downs, to hopefully stop the run. Right? Because we added the inside interior defensive lineman, right? So, between Nunez, Roches, Robinson, Leonard Williams, hopefully he's healthy, and the sexy Dexy. So we got that, but you need, those guys might consume some blocks, but we need the guys behind them to shed blocks, to read the plays, to whatever, shoot the gaps or whatever to make the tackles. So we're not giving up 250 yards a game rushing to the Philadelphia Eagles. You ain't winning nothing giving up 200, Because now it becomes a joke. They got the best offensive line of football. They have a very good quarterback. I'm not going to say he's the top 2-3 quarterback. I'm not that impressed with him. He's a very good quarterback. Phenomenal wide receiver. So, I mean, if they can run 250 and then you got that offensive line, Jalen Hurts can throw the ball. The freaking wide receivers they got, I mean, they can do anything they want. So you got to stop the run. That is huge. So I'm anxious to see, who's going to win that other battle next to a Carriquet. And then, of course, the other positional battle would be, who's going to get the whatever you want to call it, the nickel cornerback, the slot cornerback, the third cornerback, whatever you want to call it. We know we got Adoree Jackson. We know we got Deonte Banks. Who's going to get the other spot? That I'm anxious to see. Going back to Darnay Holmes, high salary. He came with the team, wasn't drafted by Shane or Dable. Could possibly be expendable. Aaron Robinson, I thought he was, listen to me, he was like a slot corner in college, I thought it was. But Wink Martindale kind of wanted, because Wink says the closer into the action you put it, the faster everything seems to go. He said, like, if you put him on the outside, it's like putting him on the outside on a freeway. You're like you're in a slow lane, like you're all the way to the outside. So just like maybe you and one wide receiver instead of bringing you in, where you might have the wide receiver, you got another wide receiver here, you got a tight end, you got all these, So that's why they put Aaron Robinson out wide. But who's going to win that other, one? As I said, who they're going to let go? Nick McLeod's been doing well. Aaron Robinson. They drafted Cordell Flott. There's just a ton of, my God. A ton of guys. Where are we at here? Oh, okay. Yeah. I said Aaron Robinson, if he can stay healthy. But once again, he wasn't drafted, but he's got Trey Hawkins. Now, if he, I hope he does, but I mean, he might need a year or so to work into the system. So, but I mean, I don't know about Rodarius Williams, but I said, don't forget about Leonard Johnson, right? I said Cordell Flott, Amani Oruwariye, Jamon Green, Nick McLeod, Zion Gilbert. So we got a ton of guys, and it's going to be like the best one out of those other guys that will be on the field. Now, it doesn't mean that we're always going to just have 3 cornerbacks. And obviously, going to be times we might have 4 on the field, but it's going to be, Deonte Banks, Adoree Jackson, and quite possibly the third one. So that we got a ton of guys, a ton of guys. I'm very, very anxious to see I said so far, Nick McLeod, so far, it's only been 3 OTAs. That's all it is. They're running around in their shorts and helmets. That's all it is. But so far, he's done pretty good. So I'm pulling for him. Pulling for all these guys. Obviously, I don't want nobody to do bad. But that's my that would be my 6th thing. So who's going to win that other, the inside linebacker position next to Karakay, and who's going to be the 3rd cornerback on the field. So, well, guys, oh my God, 56 minutes. I think that's a new world record. I can't believe I actually shut my mouth off this long. Terrence, as always, buddy, good talking to you. Thank you, pal. Appreciate your comments. Thank you. So anybody spent any time at all listen to me talk to almost a freaking hour, thank you. Or if anybody spends any time at all watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can use all the support I can get, guys. Thank you. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.